everyone, welcome to my third video tutorial on how to automatically apply for jobs on LinkedIn using Python and Selenium framework. In this tutorial, I will teach you how to filter the job positions and how to find each of the offers that we're going to be applying for. In the previous tutorials, I showed you how to set up your project, how to log in into LinkedIn, and how to search for the jobs. And let's just quickly see how that is working so far. You know that my keyword works a bit bad. Okay, so from here, what should we do next? So the next step, from this algorithm that I'm building, I'm only going to consider the job offers that allows us to easy apply. And there are some things that you have to set up on your own account to make this work. So first of all, you need a premium account. I'm not doing it without premium, but you can easily trick this code to make it work without premium. So I just have the free trial to make it work fast and efficient. And then you have to go to your settings and make sure that you go to your account and you make sure that you go down all the way to job seeking preferences and you go to job application settings. And this is basically what is going to be saved for each of the job offers. So you wouldn't have the program, or you wouldn't have to code the part of put in your email or put in your phone number. I invented this phone number, so don't try to call here. So if we go back to our page, so basically what our next algorithm for filtering is going to do is going to click in all filters button, is going to select the easy apply function, and it's going to apply it. We can clear it up. So for that, let's just start building our function called filter. So let's just say this function filters all the job results by easy apply. You can easily do the same approach to filter by other type of characteristics. So you can expand this code pretty easy. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to select all filters. As I mentioned before, click on easy apply and apply the filter. So let's say all filters button to be applied. And let's just quickly check with our developer tools. How would that look like? More tools, developer tools, and would be here. This one. So it says the ID, and we're going to do it with the same approach as finding element by XPath, like our previous video. And we're just going to do it with the data control name called all filters. So let's just say to our program driver, find element by XPath. So as you can see, everything could be built pretty much the same way. So it's very easy just to go to the developers tool and find out what is the element name and just build anything you want the program to do. Control name, we say equal to all filters. This here is okay, and in this case, since it's a button, we don't want to clear it, we want to click on it. So we just have to tell the program, please click. Okay, so let's just put here some sleep as well, like we did in our previous video. And the next step, as I mentioned before, we want to, after clicking, we want to find out what is this button over here. So we would click as well on it. In this case, we're going to use the label in the same manner as before. We're just going to say easy apply button, self driver, find element by XPath, and we're going to say label what is the label and what are we going to use. So in this one, we're going to use for LinkedIn features AL. So let's just for equals to LinkedIn features AL. And that should be about it. And in the same way, we're just going to say easy apply button that click, and we are going to put it to sleep for 1 second. And the next part is after we click in here, we are going to click in the apply button. So the same way as before, we're going to use the data control name, all filters apply. So we can just quickly copy this part and call it apply filter, apply filters, and here apply filters, and it's called data control name, all filters apply. Okay, so let's see how that will work. Remember to stay here. Let's just slip a bit and say bot.filter, so it would make it work. Okay, we got an error there. Could be a typo. Yes, we have a typo here. This should actually be, just double check the easy apply, the easy apply label. Yeah, there's an F there. Should be like this. Just try again. All filters, easy apply. Do I have another typo? For LinkedIn features F all. Yeah, it's just here. Okay, so I might not cut the typos, like the errors that I'm having, because I think it's important that you understand that most of the times this just doesn't work at once. So you have to keep trying, and you have to make sure that you don't make this type of easy mistakes or typos, so that you're focused on what you're doing. So now I apply, easy apply, and perfect. Now we have a filter. Okay, so there's only one job position in Copenhagen right now for this type of job. So I'm just gonna change to maybe another big country like US, France, or Spain, or Germany. And so we're gonna have a couple of different job offers that we could actually scroll through. Okay, right now we're going to start building the most complicated algorithm. So the most complicated function, and this is basically to find the offers and then to apply to them. So what we want to do, if I show you, for example, jobs, let's say machine learning engineer, and let's say China, and if we filter, it's quite more of the jobs. So what we want to do is that we want to scroll through all the different positions, and we want to scroll through all the different pages as well. So if you count properly how many positions per page are, they're around 24, 25. So we're going to take that into consideration when building the algorithm. And we will make sure that we can actually apply easily to the job position. So we're going to click here, and if the job position just requires to directly submit the application, it's going to be fine. We're going to proceed. In case that we start getting more questions, for example, if you go to United States, you're probably gonna be asked about visa requirements and things that will require a next button and not directly a submission button. And we don't want that, because right now I'm just wanting you to showcase to you how easy it is to build this, but I don't want to build it extremely complicated. I leave that aside for your imagination, how you can improve this. So I'm only going to be applying for the easy applied positions that I only have to click in the bottom. So let's go check how I do this. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, we're going to define our next function, which is going to be find offers. And let's just say that this function finds all the offers through all the pages result of the search and filtering, if you can say that. And the first thing that we have to do is to retrieve a number that will represent the amount of offers that we have. So if we quickly go to our LinkedIn and we go to jobs and we say, for example, data scientist in United States, and we apply our filter. Okay, so we have 2,478 results. So we basically want this number to be the number that we're going to use to apply for all the positions. Remember that it's going to be in a maximum of positions of probably around 24, 25 here. So we would need that number to make sure that we scroll through all the pages. I'm going to show you later how to do that. So let's just quickly check in our development tools how that number looks like. Okay, so class, display flags, and all that, the name. And basically, you have to take into account that whenever there's a space here, it's going to be represented in the code in Python as a dot. So let's just say that we're going to find the total amount of results in case there are more than just 24 of them. So total results is going to be equal to self driver dot find element by class name, and we say that this name is display flex dot t12. I'm seeing it just on the left. T black dot t black height dot t normal. Okay, so you're gonna probably have to do a bit of data wrangling for this. I already did it previously, so I'm not gonna explain how I did it. You just, try and see how to convert the data that you're getting from the WebDriver and convert that into a number that you can use in your code. So as I said, I already did that before, so I know how to specify it. If you have any questions, please just contact me and I will just let you know how to do this. And I'm just gonna print the number so you would see how it looks like. Okay, so let's just try this first part. Remember to use your bot here. Find offers. Let's just try that. Okay, so as you can see, we retrieved the number 675 results. Okay, so for the next part of the tutorial, what we're going to do is that we are first going to retrieve all the results that we get from the first page, so from the current page that we are right now. And if you see in the LinkedIn right now, all these job offers are mainly called the same class. So the class name is this one over here. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's first put a time slip in here. And we're going to get results for the first page. Okay, so we're going to say current page is self-driver.current URL. Why are we doing this? Well, if you check the URL that you have here and you change the next page, you are going to see that this last part over here changes and the number changes. So every 25 jobs, the page changes 25 times with the number. So that's the second page. If we would go to the third page, it should be 50. So this is what we're basically going to use to tell our program in which page we are currently located in. And for the first page, we don't have a number because it would be basically 0. So we start from our first page. And that's why we get from the driver, it's very easy just to say webdriver.com, this driver, tell me which current URL I am. And results would be self-driver, find elements by class name. And I said before, the class name is going to be this one for each of them. So let's just quickly This is how basically you make typos when you have a keyword that is constantly lagging. List item dot p0. Just put this amber view. It's a title. Amber view. So I hope I wrote this properly. You can double check in your web to see if it's correct. And after that, what we're going to do is that for each of the job offers, we're going to place our mouse on top of it. So we're going to say to our program, for result, not comment, for each job ad submits an application if no questions are asked, like I mentioned before. So we're just going to put our mouse on top of each of the applications and we're going to do the rest. So for result, in results, we're just going to call this over. Okay, so for this part, we're going to need a library component from the WebDriver, which is different from keys because we're not returning, we're just placing our mouse on top. And that one is called selenium.webdriver.common.action-chains, import action chains. So for results and results, we are going to say our action chains on our driver, move to element. So here we're going to move to the result. For each of the result, move my mouse to the results. After we move our mouse, what we want to do is that the mouse actually goes and clicks on the link. So we want the mouse to be doing this, 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 this. So you can do that by just telling to perform the action. Okay, so before we continue scrolling through the job offers, now that we know how to place the mouse on top, we're going to create an external function for applying to the job. So it will be called submit application. And we're going to pass for the application a job ad. You can just call it like that. So we're going to call this function submits the application for the job ad that we found. Okay, so how would this work? So the first thing is that we're going to retrieve the name of the job offer. So we're going to print in our terminal which job we're applying for, and when does it apply, and when does it switch to the next one. And the next step we're going to do is that we are going to click in the easy apply button, so here, and we're going to tell our program that if you cannot find this button because you already applied for this position, then you're going to go to the next one. And if you can actually apply, because you don't get this type of job application, so you get this type where you can just directly submit the application, then we will submit or click enter to this button. Otherwise, we're just going to discard the application, as I mentioned before. So let's get a closely look on how would that be implemented. Okay, so we're going to say that print you are applying to the position of, say, job ad, and we retrieve the text. Then we say job ad dot click. That's what we're going to be doing here as well, because this function over here is just going to call this function for submit application. So we have everything a bit better structure. And then we say just leave a bit. Okay, so this is going to be a click on the easy apply button, skip if already applied to the position. So basically what we're going to do here, we're going to say try to apply, which would be self driver find element by XPath, and our element's name is, let's just check it better. Data control name, as we did before. Jobs details, top card, imply. So we're going to say to our program, this is a button. We need data control name equal to job details, top card, in apply, if I remember correctly what I just read. Close, and should be like that. In apply, click. And what we're going to do is that we're going to try and we're going to accept if no such element exists. So we're going to import from Selenium as well. Exception could be WebDriver. I think it's then common. Yeah, import no such element exception. So if the element is not found, we are going to basically skip that application. No such element exception, print you already applied to this job. Go to next. And then just pass it. And we make a slip just in case. And if it does apply and click, so if it does this, we're going to say to our program, try to submit application. If the application is available. So we're gonna say try, submit. We do exactly the same as we were doing before. Find element by XPath. We go to our developers tool. What is this element over here? Data control, name, submit, unify. So even easier to remember. Button, say add, data control, name, submit, unify. Super. And what we do, submit dot click, like we always do. We could also not only click, but try to just enter, maybe, so you can see also the differences between send keys, return. Let's just do that. And as before, if it is not available, the button, discard application and go to next. So we're going to accept, no search element exception. Print not direct application, going to next. Okay, so here we're going to do also an exception inside an exception, just in case we don't have a discard button for some reason. Discard self driver, find element by XPath, and let's just find an example. I'm testing so much that I just don't have. Okay, so we're gonna find this close button first and then the discard. So bottom here, we can say data test model close button directly. So we're just gonna say by XPath button data test model close btn. And we're just gonna say discard dot send keys dot return time sleep and discard confirm self driver find element by XPath, and we just have to find again the element. So as you can see, everything is very similar to do. So you only have to find the web element and how is it called. So this one is dialog primary, and based on that or on those elements, you can easily create any automation process with Python and Selenium. So all the process is very much the same. Just have to be clear on what you want to do. Maybe write down the type of project that you want to build. There are many different ways that you can use Selenium for. I thought LinkedIn would be a very nice way to showcase all the capabilities of this, or the potential of this framework. And for now, that's about it. So this is basically what is going to happen when we click on submit, that we're going to use this function for finding offers. And on the next video, I'm going to showcase how to use this function and how to finish our process of just clicking and sending the applications, so you can start building your own one. So if you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next and very last video tutorial. Thank you.